Welcome in, everybody. We have 15 minutes where we are going to work on some really awesome hip stability and mobility moves, as well as some that are going to feel like a little bit of work. So we're going to dedicate this session to our hips. It's going to feel really great for your low back, hip flexors, and it's going to support our workouts. A lot of times our hips are kind of locking us in and we're not getting the true benefit of our workouts. So today I have new moves. If you've done hip mobility with me before, there's brand new moves today. So I hope you're excited and we're gonna get right into it. So to start, go ahead and take those legs wide and just give me some hip shifts side to side. I always want to make sure the body is kind of heated up a little bit and ready. And this is also a great session that can be an extended warm-up or a standalone. But right now, I want you to shift your hips side to side, but not twisting back. Now, this is not a new move. This is often how I start a lot of our hip mobility, so that you can just find where that tightness is, maybe work through some initial tightness right away. Try not to hold too long in one position. We're keeping this movement based. And now gently go into lateral lunge side to side. Now you might notice also, I do have one dumbbell on set with me today, and we're not gonna use it for strength. We're actually gonna use it in some unique ways that will help support some of our mobility moves. So if you have yours, bring it on out close. If you don't have it, it's okay. You can still get all of these done with just body weight as well. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit of a thoracic rotation if you'd like to this. So that means as we bend the knee, you're gonna take that outside arm and twist towards the opposite side. Now this addition is just if you want, but it's starting to introduce a little bit of that rotation, thoracic movement. Good, just keep those hips square, core tight. And pick up that outer arm. Now if you don't want to go all the way down to the floor, that's okay. It really will depend on your hamstring and adductor flexibility. But keep your chin tucked, keep your gaze down, and then twist side to side so my hips stay square and I really feel that great opening through the upper body. Good, give me one more each side. Last one. Awesome job. Go ahead and come up, take this leg behind, and now we kind of feel the outside of our hips now. This is one you do know. Big sweep overhead, core tight, reach long. The initial portion of this today is kind of mobility flow based. And then as we come down, we're gonna get into some more strength based, challenging moves, but I know you're up for the challenge. And if you can't tell with my smile, I'm super excited, not only that you are gonna do these and have access to these, but I'm excited personally to do them with you because they are that good. All right, one more each side. Last one. Great job. All right, before we get into any work with our dumbbell, I want you to come down to a kneeling position, and we're gonna start to go through stretch and hip mobility. So check it out. You're gonna step forward with one foot. Make sure you're tucking and stretching through the hip flexors. Now as you come back, you're gonna square your hips out. You're actually gonna lift this leg out to the side. You don't have to go that high, but angling out and then lean into it. So go ahead and start with me here. Stay on one lead. And you can also adjust. So as you go into this press forward, I like to bring my foot back, square out my hips, focus, and now I actively do that hip car, bringing it out to the side. This is new. You can keep it little. Good, press in, abs tight, open up to the side. Nice job, keep going. Now I'm keeping this more time-based today, so I'm watching the clock. So make sure that you just kind of even out on both sides. Ooh, find that balance. Good, 15 more seconds. And then we're gonna go to the other lead. So I'm in each side for about a minute. Great work. Now one side's doing one thing while the other's working, so they're both active. And right here, we're gonna switch roles. So take that other leg back now. I'll give you 15 seconds, well 10 at this point, to get in position. Second side, remember to try to keep those hips square. And now let's go. So we have 1 minute on this other side. Remember, stabilize, and then the active leg moving in and out. So what I was saying as we finished the first lead is each side has a different role. And then your job also is to stay nice and tall, not feel anything through the sides. It's more hips. If you feel the sides, it's because your hips are not activating quite as much. So just keep thinking about glutes, Hips, squareness, adductor activation, nice stretch. You're halfway. And even just this alone is an addition that we have never done before. So I hope that gets you excited in itself. All right, 15 more seconds. Out to the side, press it out. We're gonna go into a supine position next. So we're gonna be on our back. And a little bit of, it's gonna feel good in the low back. It's gonna challenge the core a little bit. And let's go ahead and try it. So go ahead and come down to the floor now. Supine position, meaning chest up towards the ceiling. And if you wanna watch me first, here's what it looks like. You're gonna bridge up with those hips, and now reach across at a diagonal, drop the hips and switch. Come with me now, so drive up, reach overhead, and then come back to center, drop those hips. Keep going in and out of this movement. Now, if it's too much to add that reach at a diagonal overhead, here's what I want you to do. You can lift up, you give me a little glute kick out, and back down. So you can still activate the body. This is just adding a little layer of complexity there. Dynamic movement. And I told you new stuff today. It's also challenging our core. So if you feel anything in your low back, please pause. And speaking of that, this is the position that I want you to come into if you need a break. You're gonna pull up on your knees and just kind of let gravity do its work. And you'll feel a really nice relaxation through the low back. Good. If you're still going, you got about 5 more seconds. Finish your last one. And now everybody, 2, 1, finish in that position with knees in. And just take your gaze up and just rock side to side. Good. We're going to go into alternating low back stretch, and then we're going to introduce some of our movements coming up next. Okay, drop one leg and come in and across the body. This one's not new. This one you do with me quite a bit. It's one of the best low back releases. If you can take your gaze towards the opposite arm, makes it even better. And we're making it mobility focused, so try to move through it, not holding in one position too long. Switch, look to the opposite side. Great work. Just a couple more. Good. Finish your last one. Knees into the chest and go ahead and rock up. Okay. We're going to get into some fun stuff now. Now, before we grab the weight, I have one movement. We're going to come into a prone position, so face down. So come down to your chest, and now we're going to take 15 seconds to get in this position. Take one leg, and you can choose because we're end up switching, but I want you to bring it up and to the side into 90 degrees. Now, I'm going to be elevated just a tad so that I don't muffle my mic, but I want your forehead on the mat if possible. And now you're going to lift that back leg, keeping contact with your knee on the floor. So start right now, and we're just creating a little rotation. You're going to feel the glutes. Now, don't just let everything in the upper body go. I want you to be in really nice straight body alignment, supporting the lower body. So you do want to pull the abs in tight. So really, we're focused on the lower body with the movement, but the entire body is activated, moving in and out of this stretch, or I should say, mobility. And really, it's activation. It's strength-based. You're going to feel like you work up a little bit of a sweat. Good. You have 5 more seconds before we switch. Good. Finish your last one. Check it out. You're going to come up. Now, whatever side is up at that 90 degrees, I just want you to reach through and give me a little twist. And you're going to come in and out of that. So I did mention we get a little low back love in there. Good. You just want to do anywhere from 5 to 8 reach throughs, and then just press back and end in that child's pose. Kind of reset the body, and we're going to switch sides. So you're going to come back into the same position, and I'm just going to flip around so that my working leg is facing you, but come into that prone position. Take the other leg out now up to that 90 degrees. Make sure you are drawing that 90-degree angle, and start right now, and we have our second side, so we're lifting up and down. Nice work. Again, thinking about keeping that body super straight. Everything is supporting this movement. Now, the goal is to keep the hips square, That's also one of the biggest challenges because we're in that 90-degree position. So just do your best. The first time you do this with me, I just want you to know it's not going to be perfect. What is ever perfect the first time you do it? It just shows you where your areas of opportunity lie, right? Okay, 10 more seconds. Please try to keep everything down on the mat and your body straight. Don't feel any squeeze through your sides. Keep it all in the hips. Beautiful. Okay, finish your last one. Let's go ahead and hit that low back rotation with the other side. So coming in and out of it. And I know these are very unconventional, but they are very, very effective. And I hope that you start to infuse them both as warm-ups before strength workouts, but even just, hey, when you wake up in the morning, what a great way to just give your body some love and movement. And you will feel amazing after, I know that for sure. Okay, push back into your child's pose, and then if you want to join me in grabbing one of your dumbbells, let's do that now. So I have it on a really light setting. It's not about the weight, it's about using it as support. So we're gonna use it first for that front leg. So we know our 90-90s, right? All you're gonna do is use this, and you can angle it however it's gonna feel the best for you, but we're just gonna use it as a little bit of elevation. Get into your 90-90 position. And let's start right here, and we're just gonna lean in and out of this movement. Now, the goal is also to push the knee into the floor, so it's giving you a little bit more of an opportunity for range of motion to square out that hip. This also helps you stay in that 90-90 a little bit better because you have a little bit of support there. So a lot going on, but I love this addition. Now, you can absolutely not have the elevation if you don't want to, but it's a fun way to use your 552 Select Tech dumbbells for a little mobility work. Good, in and out. Finish your last one, and then all I'm gonna have you do next is just take this and move it to the back foot. Now you wanna angle it so that you're staying in that 90-90 position, and now you're gonna lift the back knee. So sit up nice and tall, and I'm staying in these movements for about 45 seconds, and we're just coming open and close. Now I want you to think about the positioning, not leaning too far forward, squaring everything out, sitting up nice and tall. Awesome job. Just under 10 seconds. And then we're gonna switch around, and this is how we're gonna close out today's session. Good. Okay, flip. All you gotta do is turn around if you want. Front leg is now gonna be elevated. Find your 90-90. Whoops. Make sure you switch legs. I turned around. And starting right here, racing the clock, because we got 45 seconds on each side. All right, so leaning in and out. You have the opportunity, by the way, to reposition every single time, and you should. So you should be finding that perfect 90-90. And really, it's probably best to just move those hips, right, once you get your foot in position. And lean forward. Try to keep that leg square. And this is my tighter side, so it's always a little bit more challenging when you're on your tighter side to find that positioning where you can really challenge yourself. But I want to just reiterate as we're going through these last few, you don't want to go too far. It's not about going as hard or far as you can. It's about working with your body, moving in and out of that movement easily and seamlessly. All right, go ahead and now switch the weight coming back to the back leg, and we elevate the back foot. I cannot decide which one I like most, but I do think that this one is a very close to being first movement. So start right here, and these are our final 45 seconds. Good, so find that squareness, 90, 90. Sit up nice and tall. Good work. Make sure you're not feeling any squeeze through your back. If you are, guess what? You're gonna wanna stretch out and do that figure 4 stretch quite a bit, and I'll show you what it is at the end, because that's gonna help you just create more flexibility in your body. Awesome job. Just a few more seconds. Racing that clock. Good, and I also wanna know if you enjoy this session, because there's so much we can do, and I'm really, really interested in helping support all of our strength workouts by doing more mobility work. Good, finish your last couple. And now we're just gonna finish with a nice figure 4 stretch. So check it out, you're just gonna take one leg over the top. And this is the stretch that I would encourage you to do. So you can just take that toe up and down. Good, and then you can even drop that knee and give yourself a nice twist, and we'll hit the other side. But this is a fantastic way to create more flexibility in your body. And that toe coming up and down just makes it a little tighter. We've done these before, but just showing you that if you do want to work on a little bit more flexibility, add these into your routine. As well as the movements that we just did in this 15-minute session. So thank you guys so much for joining me. As I mentioned, if you enjoy this and you want more like this, let me know. I will always infuse more so that it supports our workouts, because my goal is that not only do you show up and push play, but I'm giving you all the tools to really achieve better movement, range of motion, feel better, move better, and then ultimately get better results. So with that, thank you so much for joining me in this 15-minute session today, and I will see you guys next time.